Hi Aries, welcome to your What They Aren't Telling You for October 23rd through November 22nd. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the Recommend a Reader shout out, which goes to Scorpio Spy Tarot. Check her out, show her some love and support if you like what she has to say. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life. Full disclosure, this is a second reading because the first one, I was like swirling around and around. I was just talking, and it was like I wasn't landing on anything. And it was two scenarios that were playing out. One was somebody wanted more from you, but didn't want to tell you unless you felt the same way. And it looked like you weren't reciprocating. You were wanting to focus on yourself. And so they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? I totally get it. In fact, that's a good idea. You know, I think I might need to pull back and focus on myself too. And then they're going to slink away and nurse their wounds. The second scenario was this is somebody who's citing needing to focus on their future and build, have just focus on their future and their own future stability. And they needed to not have, they needed to not be committed right now because they just really need to concentrate on themselves. And it wasn't about making a commitment really, or even focusing on their future. It was so they could go out and do what they want to do with whom they want to do whenever they want to do it without the obligations of a relationship. Two very different readings, and they were both represented. And the way it kept, the death card kept coming up, and it was like, okay, so which is it? Is this a transformation of a relationship or someone wanting to end things? Like it wasn't clear. So yeah. All right. So there's your two scenarios from the last one. Let's look at this one for Aries. What they aren't telling Aries. What is it? Oops. 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Wands. 6 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. 5 of Cups. Knight of Wands. This could be Leo. The Lovers. Gemini, Virgo, or Libra. No, Gemini, Taurus, or Libra. All right, so we got 3 5s. Gracious. 1, 2, 3 5s. All right. And so that's, we got any 4s? We got 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting. 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. 2 6s. So we've got some going back and forth and maybe bickering and arguing. Someone's very determined. There's a lot of on both sides here. All right, oopsie. Okay, so now we got 3 6s. 3 6s. Okay. 6 of Wands, by the way. All right, so what's this 5 of Wands about? So are you two very headstrong? Is that what this is, Aries? That we got headstrong. Both of you are pretty strong-willed, pretty headstrong. What's this 6 of Pentacles here? Page of Cups. What's this 6 of Pentacles here? High Priestess, Pisces, or Cancerian. What's this 6 of Pentacles? Queen of Swords. What's this 7 of Wands about? What's this 7 of Wands? Death, 7 of Wands, and the Death card. That could be Scorpio. What's this 5 of Cups here? I think this is someone saying that, I'm going to bite my tongue until I get everything laid out, because the last one took me for a ride. So this is Knight of Wands here. This Lovers card. This Lovers. 5 of Pentacles. Is this someone that is saying, okay, I don't know how I feel? Or is this someone telling you that they want to win you back? That they're going to do what they have to do and make the changes that you want them to make to win you back? Again, it feels like somebody is, in this instance, they might be kind of pursuant and kind of about things, but they're not really telling. It's like they want your attention, but they're not saying what they really want to say. Is this somebody who's pretty proud? Honestly, is this someone who's got an ego? It's one thing to be strong-willed and pretty headstrong, but it's a mixed bag as far as if somebody's selfless or egoless or whatever, and everybody's got an ego. Point being, is this someone that is constantly vying for your attention and wanting... I don't know how to explain it, so I'm just going to try here. It's almost like someone doesn't like being wrong, so they're going to bicker and argue with you, and they're not going to come right out and say it, that they're sorry, but they're going to sit there and bicker and argue and go back and forth, and because they're too proud to say it outright that they're sorry. They're too proud to let you know how they really feel or what's going on. It's like they got to make you work for it. They got to make you, and they don't want your attention to go to anybody else. They want you to stay focused on them. So they're going to do things that get you to argue with them or to go back and forth with them, even if you think you're done with them. This is, even if there's a disconnect and you're trying to, whatever, this is someone that's still going to be coming at you and whatever, because they know they're wrong. They feel like crap. That's what they're not telling you, by the way. They feel like crap. They're sorry. They want to say they're sorry, but they can't bring themselves to do it. So they're not going to say they're sorry. They're just going to sit there and challenge all of your emotions and all of your, like, yeah, but why? Well, don't you think if you did that I would do this? Or do. Instead of just going, you know what? I was a jerk. I'm sorry. They're not going to say that. So if you say you're upset, they're going to say, well, don't you think I'm upset too? I feel badly about this. Let me show and make it up to you. That's not the same thing as saying, I am so sorry I hurt you. I plan to be better. I'm really sorry, or whatever. This is someone that's almost like shaming you because they don't want to have to come right out and say, I'm sorry. It's very, like, what are we, 7? It's not even endearing. It's kind of pathetic. This is somebody that wants to argue with you about the changes they're going to make, and yet they don't want you to be upset about it. It's almost like, yeah, I know I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to change. Like, you need to just give me time and I'll show you in time. You need to stop being this way because, what? That doesn't even make sense. This person is coming from a place and a source of shame here, honestly, and they are scrambling because they feel like they're losing you. I feel like this person is just bickering to keep your attention, but they don't realize that it's pushing you away. I feel like they're wanting to negotiate. They want to know how you feel only to shoot holes through it. I don't think, and I think it's because they're scared of losing you. So I think this is somebody that's trying to go there. It's the damnedest thing, but it's like they're going on the offensive and trying to get you to just calm down and stop all the chaos and just give me a moment. Just let me make it up to you. Just, why are you being so unreasonable? What? Because I have feelings and you've hurt them and I need to think about what I want. You don't need to think about what you want. I already told you that I was going to make some changes and it'll be better. No, what you need to say is, I'm sorry. And that, you know what I mean? Like, this is just, I don't like it, Aries. I feel like you could do better because I feel like they're kind of immature. Let's be honest. And this is someone that feels really badly about whatever they did or whatever they've been doing, but image is very important to them. Ego is very important to them. It's very important that you see them as strong and you know, a go-getter, and that they're going to take care of you and they got this and whatever. And whether it's man or woman, this is somebody that needs you to see them in a certain way. And they don't like having to apologize for their shenanigans, which is what they really should do. It's very simple. It's never easy though, is it? It's very simple, but it's not easy. This is somebody that you've probably been dealing with. You probably have a history with here, or there's a familiarity. There's something you came up with. You might have come up more so than they have. You might have, I'm speaking to maturity here, and maybe that's why you've allowed their shenanigans for a while, because of the loyalty, and you've been around, you've been doing, dealing with each other for quite some time. What's his Four of Pentacles about? 10 of Cups. What's this Four of Pentacles about? Judgment. Good. I like it. Stand your ground. So when they're coming at you and being like worried about how they look, and they're not really being forthcoming with what they really want to tell you, because let's be honest, what they're not telling you is that they're sorry and they feel like crap and they feel like they're losing you and they don't know what to do about it. So they're going on the offensive though. They're not coming to you going, look, I feel like I'm losing you. What's going on? Have I done something or whatever? No, this is somebody that doesn't know how to express their emotions, male or female, and is going on the offensive because they don't want to say they're sorry for, or I'm scared and I'm sorry and I'm sad and I don't know what's going to happen. They can't articulate that. So they're wanting to let you know that they're going to fix it, and you just stay put. You don't get to feel a certain way. I'm going to fix it. Now you just stay loyal and be my partner like you always have. You don't get to start disconnecting, withdrawing from me just because you feel differently. I'll handle it. I'll take care of it. What do you want? Stop it. What? Do you know what I mean? Ugh. I don't like it. I mean, some people might be like, yeah, they just don't know how to talk about their feelings. Well, then I don't like that. Five of Cups. Same here. Five of Cups. I think they're bickering and arguing, and there's this tension, and they're creating the tension because they don't want to accept the inevitable that you two are kind of moving apart from each other. After all this time, you're kind of starting to separate from each other, and they don't want to accept that. I don't think they've ever been really forthcoming about how they feel, but they do want you. But why? Is there a love there, or it's just because you always have been there? You two came up together. In spite of all this, I mean, their effort and wanting to fix it, and what they're not telling you about is the sadness and the grieving that has come with them feeling like you're withdrawing and pulling away from them, and that you two have grown apart. You still need to stick to what you want and what you want for happiness. Do not back down, because this is just someone that is scrambling to keep you in place. There's no changes on their part coming. This is someone that wants what they want because it works for them. This has been a very beneficial relationship for them. It works for them. They don't want you to change, basically. So they're trying to get out in front of it, and if they have to shame you or guilt you or whatever, but this is somebody that deep down is very sad about the disconnect. Some of you might be like, okay, you're talking about a classic narcissist. This person doesn't feel mean, though. Ironically, I know I'm sitting here going, this, God, whatever. But they don't feel like they're mean-spirited. This is just somebody that is panicking because they feel you drifting away, and they don't want that. So they're trying to get out in front of it and go on the offensive and be like, just think about this. Wait a minute. You're not giving me a chance. Hold on. It doesn't feel mean-spirited and cold and reptilian like a narcissist does whenever I get one of those in a read. It could very well be that it is. But the way this feels, it feels like somebody doesn't know how to handle this. They don't know how to handle you starting to pull away from them. And they're sad and they're grieving, and they're not telling you that because they don't want to appear weak. But it's like, you know what? I'm going to fix it. I'll figure it out. Like, let's just, and you're like, I'm sorry, I just can't. And that's the exact attitude you need to have. You need to stand your ground on this. With what you're not wrong for wanting what you want. If it's not this person anymore, it's not this person anymore. You don't get to be bullied to stay in a relationship, or shamed into staying in give him another chance out of loyalty. Give her another chance because, she stuck through this with me. No. Nobody's doing anybody any favors by staying where you don't want to be. The other person will feel it and pick up on it, and apparently it causes a lot of friction. And you're going to be miserable and probably cheat. Or you're just going to withdraw completely, which is what you've been doing. And this person's going to be going out of their mind trying to fix it. And it's a lost cause. It's sunk cost at this point. So if you need to take time to think about what you want, you do it. If you need to pull back after, looking at everything and being like, you know what, we had a good run, we've had all this time together, but I think I'm ready to just kind of be by myself or go look elsewhere, do it. Because nobody does anybody nobody does anybody any favors by being where they don't want to be. And there's loyalty and service only goes so far. Like, well, I owe it to them. Yeah, situational. But you can still do right by somebody from afar. You can still be respectful and take care of your contractual obligations removed. Still pay your debts, your dues, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to be with somebody to be in service of an obligation or a contractual agreement. One of the worst things is to sit there and, fight like the Dickens to try and make somebody to stay when at the end of the day you realize they just don't want to be here anymore. And it's like, what's worse, the effort I'm throwing into it or knowing that they don't want to be with me, or the effort that I'm throwing into it knowing that they don't want to be with me? I mean, it's just sad, really. So you stand your ground. You stick to what you want, even if it's not with this person, and don't feel guilty about wanting to go elsewhere. And don't, look at all the past that we have. Consider our past together, because I have considered the past. I am thinking about that. This is not an easy decision for me. Maybe it is about you leaving to think about things, but it's not going to make a difference. It's just going to set you free that much quicker, and they don't want to let you out of their sight. They don't want you going anywhere. Crikey. Temperance. Perhaps needing to restore some balance, getting some perspective, which leaving would give you. Taking some time would give you. But it's just delaying the inevitable. It's just because it's almost like you're not sure what you want, leaning on the side of not being in this relationship anymore, and that terrifies them, let's be honest. They don't want you to go anywhere. They don't want to feel this disconnect. That's for Aries. Oops. Oh, I pulled 2. Darn it, I pulled 2. There's that death card again. 2 of Pentacles and death. So this is being at the crossroads. This is trying to adjust to the acceptance and realization that things have profoundly changed here. That this is probably not, there's no coming back from this. And when I say that, it's not that they've done anything egregious. It's just that feelings have changed. This has been a slow process. And I think your person is not wanting to accept that. I think they're wanting to change the fact that things have changed. I think they're still trying to get out in front of it. And I mean, it's entirely possible the energies could be reversed here, but I don't think they want to let you go. I think they're very sad. I think they don't know what to do without you. I think they want to tell you that they're sorry, but they can't bring themselves to do it because what's the point? If you're going to leave, they don't want to look vulnerable. How about looking noble? How about that? How about being noble on your way out? That's always a winner, but okay. So this is a new normal, having adjust to it. It's been happening for a while. They're just having a harder time accepting it, and you're pulling away because of it, and they don't like it, and they want to fix it. Deep down, though, they're scared, sad, and they feel like, oh, what, I can fix this. I can make this right, and they can't. It also could be, too, though, that things have changed because you have long suspected that they're not on the up and up. Like this could be a character issue. You just don't like who this person has become or who they're becoming. You feel like they might be kind of shady. This is somebody that you might have found some things out about that you're just like, I don't know about if I like their character anymore. Like they're not really. They don't, when it's a stuff that people do when they don't think anybody's watching that counts, and this is one of those people that might, when everybody's watching, awesome, but in the quiet, when it's just you two, you don't really like their character. You don't really think they're a good person, and over time that takes its toll, and that's what's caused you to just not want to be with them anymore. Because this is somebody who takes shortcuts. This is somebody who only does nice and good things when people are looking, because ego is very important. I mean, the way they appear to the public is very important to this person. This could be somebody that's really addicted to social media or, inordinate amount of phone time, all that, but really has a vested interest in how people see them. And you're just like, it's the stuff you do when nobody's looking, though, that you're not a very nice person. You're not a good person. You're just kind of basic. else for Aries? The underworld, where all things pause and begin again. So, hi, another death card. Right. Yeah, this is done. You done. This is because your partner is basic. This is you being done and needing to just end things because this person's gonna stay and fight. They want to get this back on track, and it's because they want to do the right thing and they want to change it and fix it, and they think they can, and because they're, there's that control thing that they kind of feel like they must have screwed up, so therefore I can fix it if I screwed it up. And it's one of those things that can't be fixed. You're just done. You don't really like them or who they are. And it's one thing, they might even want to say they're sorry, but they can't bring themselves to do it. And it's not just one thing. It's a series of things over time that they would have to atone for. And it's like, you can't. And I can't even remember everything, but I know that there's been enough evidence, that I've seen that you're just not the best person. I don't know that you'd take care of me like I would take care of you. I don't know that you'd be devoted or committed like I'd take care of you. I don't even know what you do when nobody's looking, because from what I've seen, I'm not so sure you're on the up and up anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. That's for Aries. All right, that's Two of Swords reversed. A Tower, Two of Swords reversed. Hold on a minute. I want to make sure that's reversed. I think it is. I think that's a Two of Swords reversed. I got to make sure, though. Yep, it is. Okay, so there's been... This is about you two deciding whether or not to stay together. And this person doesn't want you going anywhere, as been well established. We got the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords reversed. This feels like, on the one hand, it's you who's seeing things clearly, especially after this upheaval, this realization, this breakup that has sent this person into a tizzy, trying to go in overdrive, fixing things and restoring things back to the way it was. And you're just like, nope, I need my space. You need to give me time to think about things. The thing is, they don't realize your opinion's not going to change. This has been a long time coming for you. This is you being pretty resolute. And so if you've broken up with them, you're going to stay broken up. They just don't know that yet. They think they can fix this. And whereas you're just like, nope, yeah, we're good. I'm kind of at peace with it. Like, I'm okay. I don't need to not talk to you. It is what it is. So this is, on the one hand, it could be the person's feeling a lot of indecision and like, oh my God, what do I do? And they're scrambling, and it's just information overload. This is like blown their mind, and they don't know what to do, and they want to fix it. And your job is to stand your ground. On the other hand, this could be you're pretty at peace with it, and you're fine with just kind of talking with them with no emotional attachment, because you're just done. I mean, you're just done. And it's not like you're giving them a silent treatment. You're willing to discuss the matters that need to be discussed, if there's property, kids, whatever, but you're done because your mind's made up. Because you're like, this is not for me. So this isn't a stalemate where you're not talking and giving each other silent treatment. This is actually being willing to discuss certain things that are pertinent to the breakup that need to be discussed. But this person's wanting to negotiate, wanting to convince, and you're just like, nope, my mind's made up. I'm very clear. I'm good. Now, if you want to talk about the house or the property or the crock pot or whatever, okay. But I'm not going to keep discussing and negotiating this because my mind's made up. And what they're not telling you is that I don't know what I'm going to do without you. I'm very sad. I don't want this to be. I don't know what to do. Please let me fix this. But what's coming out is, you're such a jerk. Why don't you listen to me? Why can't we talk about this? You don't feel that way. Well, what about all the times you did this to me? And then no. This is just, no. And I know some of you are like, well, that's a narcissist. They don't feel mean, though. That's the thing. They don't feel mean-spirited. This is someone absolutely panicking because you pulled away, and now they're scrambling and it's too late and they're panicking. So they might be saying stupid crap like that, but they're not a threat. They're not mean, and they don't want you to suffer. They just don't want you to leave, and they're acting like a 5-year-old. which doesn't change things, but they don't feel reptilian like a narcissist does. All right, Aries. 25 minutes. Good gracious. You stand your ground. You know what you want. They're gonna have to accept it. Honestly, this is someone that over time they're just gonna have to accept it and disconnect and pull back. 5 of Pentacles here. They're gonna have to withdraw because your mind's made up. There's no emotional attachment for you anymore. It's like you're already focusing on what you want for the future because this has run its course for you. Things have changed. All right. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care.